So the trouser length. H. So we have the waist, we have the hip. It's always a little bit shaped from the waist to the hip, just like the skirts. So this is just the shape. So we have the crotch length, we have the knee, we have the ankle. So now that we have done something here now, so I think we can go on and explain further. So the next thing we are going to look at is how to measure the crotch length. Most people do measure like this. You ask your client to sit down on the chair, then you measure the distance from the waist to the chair length. So to the chair, to the person sitting on the chair, to the edge of the top of the chair. I hope you understand it. I'm not very good in drawing. I should have drawn it for you. So that is how people do measure the crotch length. And some people do measure the inseam and the outseam. What do we call the inseam? So this is basically what we call the inseam, from the waistline to the ankle of the wearer. Then you measure the inseam, that is the crotch, from the crotch line to the ankle. So when you measure the waist length of the person, let's say the waist to the ankle of the person is 40 inches. So we have 40 here, 40 inches. That is the length. So when I measure the inseam of the person, that is the inner, from the crotch of the wearer down to the ankle, is 32. So that means that we are going to subtract 32 from 40 to give us 8 inches. So that means that the crotch line, from the waist to the crotch line, is 8 inches for that particular person. That's the second method of measuring it. But thank God, measurement has made it very easy for us, because you don't have to ask the person to sit down in a chair or measure the inseam or the trouser length, especially if the person call you and just tell you that, so please, I want you to help me to make a trouser. So how do you do that? What you are going to do is just very easy. You take your hip measurement of the person, then you divide it by 4. Let's assume the hip measurement of the person is 40 inches. The hip measurement is 40. And when you divide it by 4, you get 10 inches, which means that the least crotch line for the person is 10. But you don't have to use 10 inches because it might be very small for the person. So what we do use is that we are going to add from 0.25 to 1.25, depending on how fitted the pant is. If the pant is fitted, you can add 0.5 to the 10 inches you have 10.5, which means that it's for fitted pant. But if it's a free pant, something like palazzo, you can add 1 inches to it to have 10 plus 1 to give us 11 inches. So that is how we do it. So now we have known how to get our crotch line. So we have done that. So how do we get the knee and ankle? So what I do use is that I measure from my crotch line here down to the ankle. You measure from the crotch line down to the ankle. So when you measure that, you divide it by 2. Let's say from the crotch line to the ankle of the person is 30. So let's say this to here is 30. So we have 30. So when we divide it by 2, you have 30 divided by 2, we have 15 inches. So when you have 15, you're going to subtract 2 from it to give us 13. So from crotch line to 13 is the knee line of the person. That is how to measure it. Let me take it all over again. You measure your crotch line to the ankle of the wearer, then you divide it by 2. So let's say the crotch line of the wearer to the ankle is 30 inches. So when you divide it by 2, we have 15. So when you divide 15, when you divide 15 by 2, it gives us 13. And you subtract 2 from 15, we have 13 inches. Which means that from crotch line to the knee is 13 for that particular person, because we are using a measurement. So you have to measure and get it right. Now I think we are done with all the calculation and the measurements. We have known how to get our hip measurement, the crotch line, the knee, and how a trouser look like. So after this now, we can now go on to decide how to get the required measurement, how to get the required fabric for the front and the back bodies. So see you in the next video. Bye bye.